Man, and we're in the midst of training camp, but it feels good to get the energy rocking. We got OJ Howard hanging out with us, I should say, here in the Intermountain Healthcare Performance Studio. And let's start here, man. Let's go all the way back, because we haven't had a chance to meet a lot of the new guys that have come through yet, yourself included. Why Las Vegas? Obviously, you're a guy who's in the position in your career you can kind of choose where you want to be, what makes most sense for you and the family. Why here? Why in silver and black?
I knew the culture with Coach McDaniels, his history, kind of just, hearing him coming through the draft process, being a part of getting to meet him. But I didn't get a chance to go play for him. But, sometimes those relationships, they build over the years, and you kind of just remember guys and you remember offenses, and you're like, that's something that can really fit me. So when it came 7 years later, I got the call and got a chance to talk to him, and I was like, for sure, this is a good fit for me.
Isn't it wild to think? Because we hear that from coaches, GMs, to say, hey, like those visits, those combine interactions, like they mean something. Because like to your point, he goes, you never know 5 years down the road, 6 years down the road, 7 years in your case, you have a chance to kind of reunite with coach. Like that's got to be pretty cool to think back. Like, man, when I was a young kid coming out of school, I had this meeting, and now here we are actually playing together.
Right. Exactly. Like, you always hear the saying, like, never burn any bridges. Be careful how you treat people. The first interaction is a great impression, So all those things really, really matter. And like I said, Coach McDaniels, he remembered me. I remember him briefly and the offense that he always ran. And I thought, like, this could be a great fit for me.
I was looking back through the stats earlier, and I was like, man, have you never had like a cool weather training camp, right? You go to Tampa, it's hot. Houston, it's hot. Vegas, it's super hot. Yeah. I mean, what is it about OJ Howard and the Heat? Because you're kind of a southern hot weather kind of guy, right?
Yeah, man. So like I was telling someone the other day, grew up in Alabama, high school football, college at Alabama, then got drafted to Tampa. All those are very humid places, hot. And then I come here, it's still hot, but it's dry heat. So it's like a little different, but it's still the heat. So I'm one of those guys, I just got to get in the heat, man. I guess my body's so used to it. And, those places love me, and I love them.
If you didn't go to Bama, where were you going to go?
I probably would have went to Florida, maybe. I would say Florida.
So you're a Southeast guy, man.
Yeah, it would have been Florida. I thought about Auburn, but I was like, nah, but Florida probably would have been my second choice for sure.
What's a harder kind of practice environment here when it's hot, but dry heat, or Tampa or Florida, right, where it's still hot, a little cooler, but you got all that humidity to worry about?
Yeah, I would say I haven't really got a chance to feel the 110, 15 yet out here, but the humidity is a different animal because, you're drenched in sweat, your gloves, now you're thinking about it. It's just so much mental game that goes on in that humidity, and your cleats are soaking wet, so you're slipping all over the place. But out here, it's draining you at the same time without even you noticing it, so you just got to hydrate. But I would go with the humidity for sure for all those different factors.
Yeah, that's what everyone here says, man. It's like, hey, it's hot, but we'll take that dry heat over sweating as soon as you get out of the car every day. But OJ, you look at this room this year, and obviously new to the silver and black. But you look at this room, so many new faces, right? You, Austin Hooper's here, Michael Mayer, the rookie's here. Like, what is the kind of challenge for when you guys come in as a collective and you're all, I don't want to say figuring it out, but it's a completely different dynamic here than it was in 2022.
Right. Yeah, it is. I think we have a lot of great guys in the room that understands football, love to come to work, love to compete, and we just push each other. And like you said, everyone's kind of new to this whole system, so we're all in it together, learning. And that's the thing about it. We all can help each other remember something, or hey man, let's probably remember this on this route. Whatever the case may be, we all do a great job of kind of just piggybacking off each other. If one guy makes a mistake, we try to learn from his, because we're all learning it together, so we're all going to make mistakes. And I think you don't really see a lot of guys in our room make the same mistake over, because we do a great job of taking coaching.
I'll ask you to put the way back when hat on, but do you remember what the hardest part of being a rookie tight end in the NFL? I mean, we hear so much about the adjustment of being any player, playing any position in the NFL, but for tight ends in particular, what's the hardest part about being a young fella in this league?
I would just say the different dynamics you get with the different body types of the guys you have to face. Like, you're going to go against a 300-pound guy in the defensive line. You got to go try to win a route against a really athletic safety, and then you may have to bang against a linebacker in the run game and in the pass game also. So you just get so many different body types, and then during the game you just try to figure out how to maneuver with all these different types, and these guys are fast. In college, guys are athletic, but they're not the NFL yet. You may find a guy that's kind of not as athletic as you, so you can get away with certain things. Here is every rep, every play, you have to really hone in on your details.
Who's the guy that you went up against in either a practice or a game where you talk about guys who are just freak athletes, different kind of dudes that you were like, all right, this guy's something a little different.
Yeah, I would say for me it was Khalil Mack when he was with the Chicago Bears. That's the first time I had to block a DN of his caliber. I faced Myles Garrett in college, but like I said, we were in college. We were different size. He was always strong, but the NFL, it was Khalil Mack, and I was like, yeah, bro, he's a different animal. Like, trying to block him, you got to really, really have great details and great hat placement for sure.
We talk about having to stop defensive ends, stop linebackers, do all these different things, but we also ask you guys to contribute in the pass game too. Tight ends do everything, right? The guy that's going to be throwing you the football this year, Jimmy G, we're only a few days kind of into his on-field portion of him being a Raider, but just kind of early impressions of Jimmy as a guy who throws the ball, but also as a dude who can mix it up with you guys.
Yeah, always been a fan of him. Just watching him around the NFL, great passer. God loves tight ends.
Yeah.
He throws a great ball, from the few balls I've caught from him. He throws a great ball, has, great like placement on it. But like you said, man, he's a great athlete, but a better guy, and then, just a locker room guy, real down to earth, chill, can really relate to anything, movies, whatever you want to talk about. Jimmy's a cool guy, man, and it's cool to have a guy just down to earth like that.
How important is it to have the quarterback just be one of the dudes, right? I mean, obviously he's the guy, we talk about all the time that they're going to get all the praise when things goes well. They're going to get all the blame when things don't go well. Like, how important is it to have a guy who's in that position, even keel, can kind of talk to anyone?
I think, man, it's huge because, like you said, when it comes to those days where, people are going to try to, make a story over something and try to put a lot on the quarterback, you can always revert to us. Like, bro, we're the boys. Like, you can come to us and talk about anything. We're not really with all that trying to put the pressure on you, bro. We're just one of the guys. Like, we're going to treat you the same from day one, whether it's great or if it's bad, because we're all in it together. So I feel like once the quarterback can get on that page with you, and he's already like that, it's cool, man. Like, it's just we're the guys, man, and let's keep it that way.
Yeah, and I realize you haven't had too much time here in Las Vegas, and the time that you have been here, you're working, you're grinding, you're trying to figure life out and trying to figure out this offensive system. But just early impressions of being here in the desert, man.
Yeah.
What do you got? You like it?
Yeah, I like it, man. It's it's way different being on this side of it, like in Henderson. I never knew this was like part of Vegas. I like it, man, because it's real remote, chill, your own little area. You can like go to the grocery store, great food over here, and you don't have to go down to the strip where all the traffic is. So I love this part about it, man. Just getting adjusted to the heat and always putting lotion on.
That's right. Hey, that's the one that I learned, man. I kid you not. Like the first year and a half I was here, I dried out like crazy.
Right,
I was the constant face lotion, always having chapstick on you. Right. Like that's the fact that you learned that early, man. That's a good sign for you here.
Yeah. So that was the biggest thing. I was like, keep my chapstick and keep some lotion because those hands are gonna start cracking in the skin. So yeah.
100%. And it's the furthest west you've ever been too, right? In terms of like a permanent kind of position, right?
For sure, man. The only thing I was in Arizona training for the pre-combine.
Oh, okay.
That was like 2 months, but other than that don't really count. So yeah, this is as far as west I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you here. We're excited that you've decided to go this far west. And before I get you out of here, I gotta ask you this one, man. Yep. Give me a good Nick Saban story. Give me one. I know you got one. I know you got one hanging out.
Right. So yeah, man, I was a freshman. It was my freshman year, and we just had played Auburn. And no, I'm sorry, it was my sophomore year because my freshman year was the kick six, but that's a different story. So it was my sophomore year, we played Auburn, and we lost. I think we won. I'm sorry, but I had like a holding call, and it was like got a great run call back. It went around my side, outside zone play. I held the defense in. I did it. I held, but it was one of those ones where like, I barely held. They shouldn't have caught it, but it was a holding. You know what I mean? And so we get back to practice the next week. I held again in practice. So he stops the whole practice like, whoa, time out. He's like, OJ, I'm tired of you holding, man. Like, this is the second time I've seen you hold. You got us on a penalty last week, a big week. Like, what are we doing? Is this what we're going to continue to do? Are we going to just continue to get bad habits? I mean, he just stopped the whole practice and, like, just honed. I'm like a sophomore, man. I'm like, man, like, this is crazy, bro. Like, Coach, I'm competing hard, man, like, in my head. But, that's one thing about Coach. Like, he's going to treat everybody fair. He's going to chew everybody out if it's caused and, like, if he need to make a point. And you got to respect it.
And I feel like, and that's why he's the GOAT, man. But I feel like at that point, like if he's just laying into, you're like, I got to own it. Like you said, I held, right. I got to own it. I just got to take this and I'll be better the next rep.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, man. He's got good stories. Yes, good Nick Saban. I feel like everyone's got one, but I love hearing them.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so much fun to have you up here. It's great to finally meet you in person, man. Sure. Continued success. If there's ever anything you need from us, you know where we live. You know where our studio is. Good luck the rest of the camp. We'll talk to you soon. All right, brother?
Thank you, my man. Appreciate you.